It looks like we just got an active warning with NOAA. So I'm going to share the screen with you. Hope you're doing well. Be prepared, not scared. This is an alert, watch, and warning. We've got a S2, and right now, potential impacts, area of impact primarily poleward of 60 degrees geomagnetic latitude. Induced currents, weak power grid fluctuations can occur. Spacecraft minor impact on satellite operations are possible, and the aurora may be visible at high latitudes, the northern tier of the U.S., such as northern Michigan and Maine. You can see this was issued earlier today. It is a geomagnetic K index of 6 expected. The warning condition is onset, and it is a moderate G2 on the NOAA scale. Are you concerned about the economy? Rightfully so. I know a lot of people that are. Be prepared, not scared. There's one asset that stands the test of time. That's gold. For centuries, gold has been a hedge against inflation, volatility, and economic instability. With the Gold IRA from Noble Gold Investments, you can harness the power of precious metals to help protect your financial future. By rolling over your existing IRA or 401k into a self-directed gold IRA, you can enjoy the potential for long-term growth and stability. Diversify your portfolio with a tangible asset that has real value. Setting up your gold IRA has never been easier with Noble Gold Investments and LeapProjectGold.com. Its streamlined process and expert guidance makes it smooth and simple. This election year, don't let election volatility and uncertainty keep you up at night. Vote for the timeless safety of gold and silver in 2024. When you convert your 401 or IRA through Noble Gold Investments, if you qualify, you will be gifted this beautiful solid silver 10-ounce American flag bar behind me. Or if you prefer, you can get these limited edition Trump rounds. 10 of these, total of 10 ounces. Your choice, give them a call, 1-877-646-5347. And let's get back to the podcast right now. Now, just so you know what that means, a G2, power systems of high latitude power systems may experience voltage alarms, long duration storms, may cause transformer damage. Spacecraft operations, corrective actions to orientation may be required by ground control, possible changes in drag effect, orbit, and predictions. Other systems like high frequency radio propagation can fade at higher latitudes, and aurora has been seen as low as New York and Idaho, typically 55 degrees geomagnetic latitude. There you go. So we'll keep our eyes posted on that. And then also, it looks like weather.com, a tropical storm development, Southwest Caribbean, and obviously the late hurricane season we're dealing with right now. It has been a doozy. A broad area of low pressure is likely to form this week in the Southwest Caribbean. This low could gradually try to spin up a tropical depression or storm as it moves little. The Western Caribbean is an area that has historically seen tropical development in November. Time to bring in your tomato plants? I don't know. But this is interesting, and this is from space.com. We've got before and after satellite images that show lakes appearing across the Sahara after a deluge of rain soaks the desert. A year's worth of rain in just a few days, northern Africa. This is space.com. You can see the satellite imagery. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. So it's a difference of a month and 17 days. It's the Sebka El Mullah Ephemeral Lake in Algeria. And this is the U.S. Geological Survey imagery. That's pretty cool. And as lakes grow and the deluge happens in the Sahara, well, the Mississippi could use some of that. The Mississippi River dries up again at the worst time for farmers. This is farmprogress.com. Look at that. The Mississippi River is suffering from low waters for the third straight autumn, a crucial time of year when American farmers rely on the route to deliver their crops worldwide. Months of limited rainfall with few chances for more during the rest of the season have left the vital waterway so shallow that barges are starting to run aground, even after shippers started running lighter loads to prevent the boats from hitting the river bottom. The situation isn't as chaotic as in years past. The lack of water is again creating headaches for shippers and farmers. The drawing of the Mississippi River over the past 3 years is raising shipping costs and hindering farmers' ability to compete for markets overseas. During the best of times, nearly 2/3 of the U.S. crop exports are shipped on the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Wow. Well, they're getting it over there in the Sahara. So, I mean, the weather's going crazy. This is from Water Education Foundation. The U.S. approves massive lithium mine in Nevada, overriding protests. The Biden administration Thursday approved a massive lithium and boron mine in southern Nevada, overriding some environmentalist protests that it could drive an endangered wildflower to extinction. Some environmentalists have also raised alarms about the mine's water consumption, given a historic drought gripping much of the American West. But Bernard Rowe, Ioneer's managing director, said the company is taking steps to mitigate these concerns. Oh, I feel so much better now, don't you? I'm sure they are. The mine will be very efficient with water. We recirculate about 50% of our water, Rowe said on a call with reporters Thursday, adding that we have designed the project to be very, very respectful of environmental sensitivities. Is it really as green as they say it is? Is the energy really green? Or is it like toxic green? I mean, I'm just saying. But speaking of toxic, mainepublic.org do not eat advisories issued for deer and wild turkeys harvested in Unity due to PFAS. You know those forever chemicals? The Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife has added 2 new do not eat advisories for wildlife in parts of Unity, Unity Township, Albion, and Freedom due to PFAS contamination. The advisories were prompted by tests on 54 deer and 53 turkeys in eastern Kennebec and western Waldo counties, the department said. The tests revealed high levels of PFAS in the animals' muscle tissue. The department and the Maine Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are urging the public not to eat deer or wild turkey harvested from these 2 areas. Forever chemicals. The gift that keeps on giving, folks. Yes. And people are like, well, what do we do about it? Well, how about you stop producing the darn chemical? I mean, maybe that's a start. You know, they've got AI algorithms now that are working on ways to break down these chemicals, but still that's a process. How about you quit making them to begin with? I mean, I'm just a thought. I don't know. But you know what? Japan, they're not worried about PFAS right now. They're worried about their political uncertainty after voters delivered dramatic defeat to longtime ruling party. CNN World. Oh, yeah. Read all about it. Japanese voters delivered a stinging rebuke to the country's longtime ruling party in election Sunday, plunging the world's 4th largest economy into a rare period of political uncertainty. Japan's Liberal Democratic Party, which has governed almost continuously since 1955, has lost its parliamentary majority in the powerful lower house for the first time in 15 years. Public anger and distrust in the government had been growing over rising living costs, inflation, and a massive political funding scandal at the heart of the LDP, with voters voicing their concerns and discontent at the ballot box. The LDP and its coalition partner, Komito, secured just 215 of the House of Representatives' 465 seats, short of the 233 needed to reach a majority, according to public broadcaster NHK. The result is a major blow to freshly minted Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba, whose gamble to call a snap election to bolster his position after taking office only this month dramatically backfired. Politicians. Politics. On that note, U.S. approves $2 billion in arms sales to Taiwan, including advanced missile defense system. Lovely. The United States has approved $2 billion in arms sales to Taiwan, including the first-time delivery of the self-ruled to the self-ruled island of an advanced surface-to-air missile defense system in a move that has drawn China's criticism. Taiwan's presidential office on Saturday thanked Washington for greenlighting the potential arms cells under the island's new president, La Xingti. Taiwan has been stepping up defense measures as China increases its military threats against the territory it claims as its own. Beijing last week held war games encircling Taiwan for the second time since Lai took office in May. The U.S. is Taiwan's strongest unofficial ally, and its laws bound it to provide Taiwan with the means to defend itself. Strengthening Taiwan's self-defense capabilities is the foundation for maintaining regional stability, Taiwan's presidential spokesperson, Karen Kuo, said. It's getting pretty hot out there, but of course it is. I mean, it's political season. Who would expect less? Well, you know how they say it's the shoes, man. It's got to be the shoes. Live Science says Chinese humanoid robot is the fastest in the world, thanks to its trusty pair of sneakers. The Star One robot can reach a top speed of 8 miles an hour with the added help of a pair of sneakers. What kind of sneakers are they, Bob? Scientists have demonstrated a new humanoid robot that can run at a top speed of just over 8 miles per hour, 3.6 meters per second to be exact. This makes it the speediest machine of its kind built so far, albeit these speeds were only achieved with the help of added footwear. Star One is a bipedal robot built by the Chinese company Robot Era. It's 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 143 pounds. In a promotional video, the team put 2 Star One robots up against each other in the Gobi Desert in northwestern China and gave one model a pair of sneakers to see if it would make it run quicker. Well, guess what? It's powered by high torque motors, artificial intelligence algorithms. The footwear donning Star One navigated different types of terrain, including grassland and gravel, while jogging on paved roads and earth, and sustained its top speed for 34 minutes. It's not bad. So it beat the Unitree's H1 robot, which set the previous record at 7.4 miles per hour for a bipedal robot in March 2024. The Star One did have help of footwear. H1 was not technically jogging or running, as its feet did not both leave the ground at once during transit. The AI hardware is processing 275 trillion operations per second, according to Robot Era's website, much higher than the typical amount of AI processing power you would find in many of the best laptops, which range between 45 and 55 tops, which is, I guess, trillion operations per second. The robot also has 12 degrees of freedom, referring to the number of joints it has for range of movements that it can make. But it's the shoes. It's the shoes. It's got to be the shoes. This one's fun. We're talking about this now for about 12, 13 years, about DNA being used as a storage center or storage medium. New scientists, DNA has been used for years to store data, but encoding information into the molecule is painstaking work. Now, researchers have drastically sped it up by mimicking a natural biological process, which drives gene expression, which could potentially lead to durable do-it-yourself DNA storage technologies. A single gram of DNA can store hundreds of millions of gigabytes of data. The technology to make this isn't fully viable yet, though, because it's difficult to process and encode data in DNA, requiring each molecule be synthesized from scratch after being designed to encode a specific piece of information. So Long Huiyan at Peking University in China and her colleagues have now developed a way to write information onto DNA more efficiently. A good analogy is using a typewriter where you have to type each letter versus printing, says Harris Wang at Columbia University in New York, who wasn't involved with the work. They could essentially get all of the information onto the paper all at once. The team turned long strands of DNA into binary code, the sequence of ones and zeros, using computing to store data. Listen to this. In tests, they stored an image of a panda and of a rubbing in the shape of a tiger from ancient China, then retrieved them with a DNA sequencer aided by an error-correcting algorithm. The retrieved images were reproduced with 97% accuracy or more. Imagine now, I've got an idea about this. What if they take this and figure out a way to just hook it up to a human so they can then sequence the human DNA and decode all of the memories and all of the information stored in that human DNA? And then imagine they can do it wirelessly through wireless technologies already available, like a Wi-Fi router as an example, or a cell phone. I know this is just theory here, but imagine being able to use these technologies, the wireless signals, with algorithms that could then process the information and decode your DNA. Wow. Well, where was Bob last night, really? I mean, it's like, wow. You imagine? It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. New scientist. I'm going to leave the links for all these in the video description box. Here's some good news for silver tards. Good news for silver tards. Silver tards unite Benzinga. 5 U.S. banks face billions in losses as silver's price spike hits short sellers hard. Here's the report. Silver prices have experienced a significant increase, rising over 6% to exceed $33.60 per ounce. This unexpected surge has put 5 U.S. banks at risk of substantial financial losses due to their large short positions in metal. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Makes me so sad, though, that the banks are hurting. Now, this is an interesting article. Deacon Chronicle, bull run in gold and silver will continue for 2 to 3 years. Jim Rogers. So just wanted to show you the headlines. And so what do you think about the weather recently, past, I don't know, 20 years? It seems like it just gets more extreme every year, more bizarre. And there's so many theories as to why. And I don't know if any of those theories have all the answers. I don't think any of those theories have all the answers. I mean, I think it would be a multiple choice question or a multiple choice answer. And is it going to mellow out? Is it going to get more intense? I mean, what's going to happen in 10 years? What are the weather patterns and like I said, time's going to tell. Very interesting though. And what we do know is the sun is extremely active. The magnetosphere, the auroras, the different comets and asteroids, and it's really cool to see all of this in our lifetime. Going back, reading some of the ancient texts and tablets and scriptures, oftentimes our ancestors and previous civilizations associated and connected the signs in the heavens, the stars, the constellations, etc., with future events and different catalysts, precursors to situations in the future. You know, I'm going back to this article from mainpublic.org talking about the deer and the turkey that were tested and high levels of PFAS. I wonder what the levels are like in the meat processed out there locally. It'd be interesting if they could test those as well to do a comparison. Chemicals, I'm telling you. Some of these synthetic chemicals seem to keep popping up in the news. This is a pretty stout year. I mean, it's a pretty heavy year, folks. What do you think's coming up? I look back at some of my predictions that I made for 2024 at the end of 2023. So many of them have actually happened in these let's just call them forecasts, not predictions. We'll call them forecasts. And pretty pinpoint forecasts, like spot on, nailed. I think I'm going to do a forecast list for next year and after elections this year, possibly. So I want to get your opinions and your thoughts. What do you see coming up on the horizon? And do you see a smooth transition? Are you being prepared, not scared? I had a family member ask me the other day. She was like, because she's retired, and she's like, well, what do you think about the US dollar? Do you think I need to be worried about having my money in the bank? And to me, that tells me that a lot of people are having the same thoughts and the same demographics. So rightfully so. I mean, I don't know. there's so much on the horizon. Time's going to tell. But be prepared, not scared, is what I say. And thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Hit the bell. Be well. Check back daily for new content. Check us out on Patreon for exclusive content and leakproject.com for exclusive content, long format interviews, guests, and shows you're not going to see anywhere else. And keep being the change the world needs to see. It starts with you. Thank you.